Joe Hopkins here, and today I'm going to talk about which concert that The Warning filmed is the better one. There are two of them, in case you didn't know. The one, most recently, is live at the Auditorio Nacional. They filmed that over 3 nights, filmed it, 3 different nights, sold out shows, and then, put together the best, I guess, of each set into a live concert movie, which was recently in theaters. I'm assuming it's going to be out on streaming at some point. It's out, auditory part is streaming on YouTube and all the streaming services. It's a live album. You can get it on vinyl and CD and all that fun stuff. Great show, right? I went to see that in theaters. I also saw them live twice on their Keep Me Fed tour. And the other one is live from the Pepsi Center, which was filmed on their Errors tour and is available for streaming on YouTube. Like, the full concert is on YouTube, but it wasn't put out as a live album or anything. You can just kind of stream it on YouTube. And I've watched both of them, and I thought I'd compare them. Which is better? Well, obviously they're 2 different tours. Live from the Pepsi Center is their Error tour, and the new one, live from the Auditorio Nacional, is off the Keep Me Fed tour. So as you can imagine, the new one, right, it was out as a movie. It is, they sound a lot more polished, a lot more professional than they did before. They've been doing it a bit longer, so that's no real surprise. The entire set, other than like 1 or 2 songs, is off of Keep Me Fed and Error, off of those 2 last albums. No surprise there. They're on tour for Keep Me Fed. They're going to play a lot of stuff off of Keep Me Fed, and they're going to play a lot of stuff off of Error, because these are the most popular albums right now, right? For any of us that have liked them for a while and are really kind of hardcore fans, a lot of us hardcore fans really like the first 2 albums, 21st Century Blood and Queen of the Murder Scene, which, they played a bit more of that stuff on Live at the Pepsi Center, because, they had less material available at the time, because it was an album ago. They have a whole nother album to play now. My personal opinion is I like Live at the Pepsi Center better, for a couple of reasons. Now, you might disagree. You might like the newer one better. I do have to say, if you went to see them on their Keep Me Fed tour, you pretty much saw the same set list that they did live at the Auditorio Nacional. Other than they did a couple extra little things for the movie. Other than that, it's pretty close to the same set, right? I like that they still do Dust to Dust live, that they did that for that show, and they did that on tour for Keep Me Fed, because I absolutely love that song. The reason why I like the Live from the Pepsi Center one a little bit better is because it is a little less polished, but in my opinion, there's a lot more energy, a lot more emotion. I think they were maybe feeling it a good bit more because this is one of their first, really big headlining gigs, you know what I mean? They were just really starting to get larger, starting to command a larger audience, starting to really, be able to sell out shows. And maybe they were a little more hyped up, maybe there's a little more emotion involved. I really loved their live rendition of Breathe that they did on Live at the Pepsi Center. Paulina actually cries during it. It's a very emotional song, very emotional performance. I like that. I really like that kind of thing. That's how art should be a lot of times, The longer you do it, the more numb you get to it, the better you get at it, but the less you feel it a lot of times. And you can kind of get that on their newer live thing. If you really want to see something that's very just amped up, emotional rock and roll shit, man, check out Live at the Pepsi Center. Well, check them both out. They're both worth watching. I'm assuming the new one will be out on streaming. The movie will be out on streaming at some point. Like I said, I certainly hope so. But you can see Live at the Pepsi Center on YouTube right now. And I thought on Live at the Pepsi Center, they did one of the best live renditions of Dust to Dust that I've seen them do, hands down. They go right into Dull Knives Cut Better, from Dust to Dust into that, and I really like that. I really like that stuff. I thought Queen of the Murder Scene was a great album. I love getting to see them do a lot of the stuff off of that on stage. That's pretty cool stuff, and I do have to say they as good as their recordings are, as good as their albums are, they really are better live. They bring something more to it when they play live. There's a little more feeling, a little more excitement to it. You know what I mean? It's why I'm really glad I got to see them live a couple of times. I really like the way they play that stuff. Now, of course, some of my favorite songs are there. Some songs I really, really like a lot were off of Keep Me Fed. So their new live movie, it's nice getting to see that played live, like songs like Automatic Sun that they end with. That is such a great song. That really is. And Hell You Call a Dream, that is such a cool song. That is so good. Keep Me Fed is just such a good album. But I really do like those first two albums a lot. I mean, a lot. I listened to them a good bit. I thought that less polished, more amped up. Those albums just felt very raw in a very good way. That personally, I like a lot of that very raw rock and roll stuff. I know the polished, very earwormy kind of stuff does better overall, but I don't know, man. I'm a rocker. I want that rock and roll shit. I want it as raw and as emotional as you can make it and still be listenable. Because sometimes you can go past where you should, and some bands do that and it just becomes mush. But yeah, the more amped up, the better, in my opinion. So, I mean, yeah, I prefer Live at the Pepsi Center for their performance. I really like Keep Me Fed, so a couple of the songs on that, like Automatic Sun, I just absolutely love that song so much. Such a badass tune. So, of course, I like hearing that played live, But they have, honestly, they have so many good songs. Like I said, I'd recommend checking out both and deciding for yourself which you like better. I did like the higher emotional content in the previous film. I like that kind of thing. In fact, it was almost, their Live at the Pepsi Center performance-wise was so good, it actually made me just a hair disappointed when I saw them live because I wanted to see that. And what they did was excellent, not quite that. I guess that was a very particular night. They had a really good night that night. You can't have that good a night every night. I understand that. But yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I'm going to see them live. I'm going to get to see like that. And no, they were very good. It was excellent. Both times I saw them, but it wasn't that. And yeah, but it is cool. I get to see that on YouTube whenever I want. It's on there. I can just log on and check it out, which I'm probably going to do again here, maybe when I'm done filming this video. And there's my opinions on it. Like I said, look up where they're streaming their new one, if it's on streaming yet, and check out the live performance, man. Like I said, they got it on vinyl, CD, and streaming as a live album. Really cool stuff. I think that's really cool. And yeah, check it out. And check out my music. Links to streaming down below. And there's a playlist at the end here. It says Talking Dogs. It's my new album. Check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.